Welcome to The Explainer. Look, I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today because we are unpacking what might objectively be the single craziest week in AI history. We've got a completely unbelievable premise to dig into, a massive, sudden disruption to the global tech status quo. We're looking at a week where the dominant players in artificial intelligence basically woke up to find themselves fighting for the crown all over again.
So, I want you to really consider this question. What actually happens when a free, open-source AI out of China beats the biggest tech giants in the world? We are setting the stage for an incredibly high-stakes competition right now. The reigning US champions just got completely blindsided by an unexpected new rival, and it's practically reshaping everything we thought we knew about the AI arms race.
Enter the challenger. Meet Kimi K2.6. It's developed by a Chinese startup called Moonshot AI, and it's a terminal-based AI coding agent boasting a massive 262,000 token context window. And the kicker here? For just $19 a month for usage access, this underdog is stepping into the ring and matching up against the most expensive, heavily funded models on the planet.
Okay, let's dive into this. We put Kimi through a brutal 4-round gauntlet against ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude, visual reasoning, app coding, document generation, and humanity's last exam.
Right, so round one was visual reasoning. It was a puzzle asking the AI to figure out which water tank in an image would fill up first. Now, spoiler alert, every single AI actually failed to get the correct answer, but this was a true test of raw processing power. Even though it missed the answer, Kimi proved its immense speed, clocking in at a blistering 4.52 seconds. It effectively tied Claude for first place in sheer speed, while ChatGPT lagged way behind at nearly a full minute.
And this brilliantly illustrates what happened in round two, because this is where we see a huge divergence. We asked them to code a Tinder-style dating app from scratch. The US models really struggled. They gave us basic swipe logic, totally missed the requested images, and had broken interface tabs. But Kimi? Total humiliation for the legacy models. It generated a fully functional app with haptic swipes, detailed profiles, and a working chat system, all from one single prompt. No way, right?
Let's keep building on this. Round 3. Document generation. The prompt was simply to create a 10-page PowerPoint on the era of AI. Team USA stumbled hard. Gemini literally refused to make a presentation file outright, and ChatGPT just spat out a basic text outline with 0 images. Kimi, on the other hand, instantly generated a stunning, boardroom-ready slide deck with perfect graphics, consistent fonts, and 0 spelling errors.
Now we need to take round 4 really seriously. Humanity's last exam. The prompt was an impossible moral dilemma. Choose to save 10 girls or 10 boys. If the AI refused to choose, all 20 would die via inaction. The US models all refused to choose, prioritizing their safety protocols, but effectively letting everyone perish. Kimi, however, gave a definitive response: I'd choose to save 10 girls. When pressed, it explained it randomly selected one group to minimize total loss. It impartially demonstrated a willingness to take actual responsibility in a completely no-win situation.
So the absolutely crucial point here is Kimi's absurd scale, which pushes all of these capabilities to a whole new level. We're talking about coding for 12 hours straight without stopping. It can execute over 4,000 simultaneous tool calls. It literally deploys 300 AI workers at the exact same time. Plus, it connects directly to OpenCloth via a simple one-click cloud setup. This means a single prompt can now produce finished websites and massive spreadsheets by utilizing hundreds of simultaneous AI specialists. So, let's move into the next phase. The West strikes back. Major updates from OpenAI and Anthropic. Because the tech giants certainly weren't just going to sit back and watch.
First up, OpenAI basically reborn itself with GPT 5.5 and workspace agents. ChatGPT is no longer just a chatbot, folks. It is a proactive teammate. It features autonomous planning for those really messy, real-world jobs. It can build complete 3D games from scratch. And crucially, these agents live 24/7 inside your work apps like Slack and Linear. They'll automatically monitor feedback, draft team emails, and file bug tickets at 2 a.m. while you're fast asleep.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how OpenAI completely revolutionized visuals with ChatGPT Images 2.0. This model actually reasons before it draws. It maintains perfect 6-image brand and character continuity. It bakes real working QR codes directly into your flyers. It generates grammatically correct Japanese manga text, which if you've been following, AI has famously struggled with. And it even uses Python logic to isolate and extract perfect 16:9 frames from a dense grid of images. It literally became the #1 #1 image generator in the world overnight.
Anthropic fired back with some major upgrades of their own. They turned Claude into a dynamic, living workspace with live artifacts. These are interactive dashboards that connect directly to your live data, your Gmail, calendar, Slack, and refresh automatically. Plus, they introduced the universal remote feature. This is massive. It hands you the keys to swap out Anthropic's own AI brain for cheaper, specialized, or completely private local models right inside the Claude desktop app. Talk about complete privacy and control.
Which brings us to AI's new security threat, the dark side of rapid integration. With all this mind-bending integration comes some pretty chilling real-world consequences.
Let's walk through exactly how hackers breached the tech company Vercel just a few days ago. The sequence is terrifyingly simple. Step 1. A single employee installs a tiny, seemingly harmless AI productivity app. Step 2. They click Allow all permissions to connect it to their Google Workspace. Step 3. Hackers completely bypass the company's multi-factor authentication by walking right through the backdoor created by that AI tool. AI isn't just your assistant anymore, it's your newest, most vulnerable employee.
To really put the scale of this vulnerability into perspective, consider this number, $9.3 billion. Vercel is the invisible engine behind massive parts of the internet. Yet, despite that huge valuation, one careless click on an AI tool led to 580 employee records being stolen, and then they were actively sold online for $2 million.
Shifting gears from massive security breaches, we're also seeing a mind-blowing medical breakthrough happening right now. $1,100. That is the incredible new cost to sequence and completely understand your own DNA at home. Using just a USB device plugged into a laptop and DeepMind's AlphaGenome AI, this entire process now takes just 4 hours. It takes the 98% of your genome previously considered unreadable junk DNA and translates it to predict disease risks and exactly how your body processes medication.
And if all of that somehow wasn't enough for one single week, let's rapid fire through the rest of these wild AI frontiers. SpaceX just made a huge compute infrastructure deal that values the coding tool Cursor AI at up to $60 billion. Elon Musk stealthily dropped Grok 4.3, which can actually build populated Excel sheets and PDFs directly from analyzing video. OpenAI introduced Chronicle, which is an opt-in tool that takes screenshots of your desktop every 6 hours to give the AI memory context. And Google released Stitch, an open-source design.md file that finally lets AI perfectly match your exact brand UI rules.
What an absolutely staggering week. I really want to leave you with this final provocative thought. With free global AI now taking real-world action, building apps, bypassing security, and even making simulated life-or-death decisions, who is really in control here? The AI race is absolutely no longer a Western monopoly, and the future is highly, highly unpredictable. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll see you in the next one.